Girl Shy, and you have just stepped into Candid Conversations. And so today, I'm gonna mix things up a little bit because if you haven't heard, I celebrated 5 years of doing Ladies Let's Talk, which is a space for women to come, to connect, to share, to begin to bridge a sisterhood, to be able to obtain resources, to be able to connect and even heal based off of hearing other women's stories about their life journey. So it is, thank you, thank you. So I am super excited about that. And I don't know which way to look on here, but y'all get it. So I want to talk about that. Well, that brought me to today's topic, which is enduring is necessary. Enduring is necessary. And um at the event, if you don't know, my name is Shy. I'm the host of Candid Conversations as well as a certified Christian life coach. But to know me is to know that I love women. I love to see us thrive. I love to support. I love to even uplift. If I can help, I'm going to help. So, just to summarize that, if you do not know, but what I shared there was about my journey to even doing my 5th year celebration. Like leading up to it, I was super excited. I'm like, oh, it's 5 years. And all of the things in life happened. And not even life happening, like I was totally under attack and for a few months for a time did not recognize it. And I want to say this, those that are, one, we all have purpose, and it's going to be a fight just to fulfill that, right? And there's different parts of it. You don't just arrive to purpose like, ooh, I'm supposed to dance. It's like, no, there's different components of that. It's just not about dancing. You may dance, you may teach, you may start a business. There's so many different facets to that. But I want us to be of mindful and intentional about the things that we are doing, because life is just going to happen. People and obstacles are going to try to stop you, whether that's even someone not even believing in what you are saying, what you are passionate about, somebody speaking against it, whatever it may be. But things are going to come challenge you, because we know that's life. Life is not all about, hey, you get to do what you want to do. No struggles, no problems. No, life be lifing, right? And so I went from being super excited about a thing to feeling like I don't even want to do it. I stopped talking about it. I wasn't promoting it. I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm just like, I'm just not going to do it. But of course, those of you that know that when you have something that you're birthing and something you want to do, it's just not going to sit quiet. And so I stopped talking about it and I said, I'm not going to do it. And women began to inquire. And I said, I have to do it. I have to endure. I have to endure how I feel. I have to endure the experience. I have to, because it is necessary. It is necessary for me to get what's on the other side. And so that's what I quickly just want to talk about today. So if you want to say it's a word of encouragement, I'm definitely going to give you some scriptures as well. But I want us to be mindful and intentional about the things that we're doing, because it's purposeful. It has purpose. You have purpose. And the things that are going to come against you, it may make you want to tap out. You may have already tapped out. It may make you not even want to start because you are fearful and you don't believe that you're equipped and able to do it. I'm a plug right there. If you are able to see it, if you have visualized it, that means that you are able, you are capable. Okay, just in case you forgot or you currently are doubting yourself. And Even for those of us, like, you were starting and for whatever reason you stopped. Here's the beauty in this: it does not matter how many times you start or stop. Who you are and what's in you remains the same. So I don't care if you used to preach and all of a sudden you stop. That does not mean the gift is not there. That just means you stop. So oftentimes when we stop doing stuff, we start telling ourselves we are no longer who we know we are to be. And that is where I'm putting emphasis on. We have to start being intentional and mindful. You know, if I have been specialized, I have the credentials and everything to be a life coach. Just because I am not coaching anyone does not mean I'm not a life coach. I'm just not coaching. So you still are who you are. And because of that, even when you feel like, well, I'm not even working on that, I'm not even doing that, the attacks are still going to come. Life is still going to hit you in that way, because who you are is who you are. That's who you are purposed to be. And who you are purposed to be means that there's things inside of you that are purposed to come out, right? There's things inside of you that you are going to produce, that you are going to create. And so because of that, we have to be mindful. Okay, we have to be mindful of what we need to do to set ourselves up in a better way. And so, with that being said, you can write down. Psalms 55 and 22, Proverbs 31 and 25, James 1 verses 2 through 4, and 2 Timothy 4 and 5. And I also want to give understanding to the word that I keep saying over and over again. And I know this is for somebody. I know this is for a few people, because many of us are not doing what we're supposed to do. Because it doesn't look like we can, doesn't look like we can afford it, doesn't look like we have the time. It doesn't feel like I'm the one that should be doing it. I'm scared to do it because I'm the first to do it. I did it and it took a lot from me, and I didn't get the support I thought I was going to get, so I stopped. All of these things, and I know there's somebody out there. And so when I talk about the word endurance, the definition means the fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. Come on. The capacity of something to last or to withstand wear and tear. Come on. I got to read this again, because I'm sure somebody in the back did not hear. Endurance, the fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. Come on. How many of us have endured? Some of us have endured unintentionally. You just looked up and God brought you through. Some of us have endured because we were steadfast and saying, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep pushing. So when I talk about endurance, I'm not talking about something pleasant. I'm talking about that thing. I'm talking about that breakup. I'm talking about being talked about. I'm talking about being cast away. I'm talking about being tossed away. I'm talking about somebody talking about you. Endurance. It is necessary for us to endure. Think about this. Think about the people that you look to, mentors and support, and people that you learn from, people that you support. Think about what happened if they remove them. Remove them. Now what? They had to endure. They had to endure something for you to even want to learn from them, to get mentored by them, to even support them. They had to endure. So think about what happens when you give up. Think about what happens when you throw in the towel. Think about what happens when you say, I just don't have it. Think about what happens when you exclude yourself. It's a domino effect. It's impactful because there are people that are tied to what you have. There are people that need what you have. There are people that are only going to get it from you. I don't care that it's 4,000 people doing it. They are assigned to you. We have to endure. Enduring is part of the process and it is necessary. And I'm just saying this scripture right here is lit. Like, I'm going to read it one more time. The fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. And I just want you to know that even if you get tired along the way, even if you like, okay, I just need to take a breather, whatever it may be, all I'm saying is don't stop. And if you stop, get back in the race. If you are fearful of starting, I need you to start. I need you to start. I need you to get off the bench and get in the game. I need you to start because it's just like you can't not endure anything from life. Don't try not to start that business. Don't say you can't go back to school. Don't give up on being a mother because it's hard and it seems like it's easy for other people. Don't count yourself out. Don't throw in the towel. And in addition to that, where we don't have the strength, that's where God comes in. God said, I already know, like you have what you need for this, but there's going to come a point when I tap out, I'm just resting. God is in. I'm resting. He filling me back up. I'm getting what I need to endure. So we have to remember that it's not even by our strength anyway. It's not even by our strength anyway. It's not by our strength anyway. So when we feel like we can't do it, it's too much, and I don't see how, all of those things we have to endure. We have to endure. Some of us, our faith ain't even the size of a mustard seed because we ain't enduring. We're not pushing ourselves to the point of it's outside of my means. What's gonna happen? How am I gonna pay this bill? How am I gonna take care of my kids? How am I gonna pay my mortgage? How am I gonna get the house I say I want? How am I gonna do all of these things? Keep doing what you're doing. That's how. Keep doing what you're doing. That's how. We get so caught up on the ultimate goal that we forget it's a process to that. So I'm here to remind us to endure. We got to endure. And if you, like I said, if you done sat down on the bench, get yourself back in the race because we have to endure. So Psalms 55, verse 22. Cast your burdens on the Lord, and he shall sustain you. He shall never permit the righteous to be moved. I'm just saying, when it's too much for you, all you got to say is, God, you said, God, you promised, God, you showed me, and he will always honor his word. But sometimes we try to act like it's all a natural thing. No, we're spiritual beings. It's not just natural. So when it has gone beyond your capacity, I'm gonna need you to tag them in. Okay, I'm gonna need you to tag in your support system. I'm gonna need you to tell the people that really support you, hey, yeah, go ahead and say an extra prayer for me. Go ahead and check on me. Whatever needs to happen, but I need you to call on your team. Call on your team. And then I also said to write down 2 Timothy 4 and 5. But you be watchful in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, fulfill your ministry. Now, sister girl, the one that said God called you to ministry, the one you said God told you to start a ministry, God told you to speak, God told you to do all of these things. It's right here in the word. It says, do not I'm getting a little excited. It says, but you be watchful in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, fulfill your ministry. Actually, everything we do is ministry. Our families, that's a ministry. Those are things that we give ourselves to. Our livelihood, those are things that we give ourselves to. But I'm just saying here, it's here. It's here. It's here. Somebody say it's here, right? And then the other that I said write down. That was, I probably forgot, but it's Hebrew 10. And I'm going to read verses 35 and 36. Therefore, do not cast away your confidence, which has great reward, for you have need of endurance, so that after you have done the will of God, you may receive the promise. He just said, after you did what I told you to do, you're going to get the promise, right? Mamas, like we tell our kids, do what I told you to do, and you're going to reap the benefit. That's all it's saying. You gonna get the promise. You gonna reap that benefit. It's gonna happen. The thing is gonna happen. Come on now. The thing is gonna happen. The thing is gonna happen. And then I want to go to this because a lot of people talk about uh a Proverbs 31 woman. You know, I want to be a Proverbs 31 woman and all that. And you can, but just know that that come with some stuff, right? You can't be basic trying to be a Proverbs 31 woman. But in Proverbs 31, verse 25, it says, strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come, which means strength and honor. She got that. And in the time to come in her future, she's going to rejoice. So I may have to endure some stuff. I may have to experience some stuff, but my time is coming. My time is coming. I can look past that and see that in my future is bright. There's going to be some joy there. There's going to be some victory there because I'm going to go through. I'm going to endure. I'm going to make it to the other side. I'm going to accomplish the goal, right? I'm going to exceed my own expectations. And then the last one here is James 1, verses 2 through 4. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Some of us ain't patient because ain't nothing producing our faith. Come on now. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. So although there are levels to this and things that we must do, as we know, as I often say, but I also want us to remember, because I get it. Like when you in a fight, all you thinking of is you either gonna fight or flight. That's it. Like that's all you thinking of. It's gonna be me or them. So I get it how we forget, like, oh, okay, I'm saying it's me or them, but okay, but my cousin's over there, and you know, this person is there. So if anything was to happen, I have somebody here to have my back. We forget because hey, like I said, life be life and we are human. But I just wanted to remind us that enduring is necessary. Okay. I pretty much want to say it's essential. It is part of the process. And that is where you find out what you have inside of you. You discover who you really are. So it's these things that when we try to skip the process because it's going to take too long, I ain't got all that, I don't want to do all that, and we try to skip over. How many people have you just been made aware of that, you know, overnight they became millionaires or came into some money, and before you can even blink, they don't have no money? Okay, because the process of what it takes to maintain this, what it takes to manage it, what it takes to save it, what all of that was missed. We just got the money, and now we want to jump to all the things we said we was going to do and get when we got the money. When you skip certain processes, one, some of them you can't skip, and two, when you skip certain processes, all you are doing is setting yourself up to fail. You're going to have to go back and learn the lesson again, and it costs you more because you just didn't slow down, because you just didn't believe, because you just wanted to be like somebody else. And it's great because that's what that's the beautiful thing about life. We learn from so many people and places and experience and things and cultures, and it's just like a jumbo, just, you know, just gumbo. Everything is in there. We learn and we experience and all of those different things. But what it don't look like what it's supposed to look like, when it doesn't feel like it's supposed to feel, when you feel like you are inadequate, endure. When they keep saying you're not going to make it, when they keep saying you can't do it, when they ain't even acknowledging you, right? You know you great, but you keep getting looked over. Continue to endure. When they keep saying you're going to be just like this person and just like that person, continue to endure. When you done counted up the cost and you like, good Lord, where is this coming from? Continue to endure. Because if he showed it to you, it's going to happen. It requires faith. Endure, 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 endure. And I don't ever want to say never give up, because sometimes on the journey, you may stop. You may need to take a break. You may need to get some water. You may need to do all of these things, but don't stop. Don't go on a detour that looks shorter, or just because it worked for those people, you feel it'll work for you. It is necessary to endure. It is necessary for us to endure, and not even for the sake, not only for the sake of enduring, but as I mentioned earlier, it helps you discover who you are, what you are really made of. It helps you in that process. It helps you with those things. So we have to endure. If you want it to work, you have to endure. You have to endure. Working full time, trying to go to school, not trying to go to school, working full time, going to school, running, starting a business, having other responsibilities. Endure. Endure. Look at what's in your hands. What do I got? What can I use to make this process smoother? Some of us, we are not planning. We are not preparing for the things that we say, and then have the nerves to get frustrated. Stop saying you're going to be a millionaire. Stop saying you're going to have a successful business. Stop saying you are going to be a great mom. Stop saying you're going to be the best wife if you are not preparing for that now. Those positions require you. Those positions require you at a greater level. Those positions require you to learn how to endure now, because you're going to have to endure as a mama. You're going to have to endure as a wife. You're going to have to endure as a business owner. You prepare now. You prepare now. Nobody that's ever played been great, in the NBA or Olympics, whatever it may be, nobody just shows up the day of and say, now, today, I'm going to give it all I have. No, it's preparation. Yes, word for the week is endure. When it seems like everything is coming at you, endure. When your savings has now went to zero, endure. When it feel like you ain't got no support, endure. When people that should be supporting you are not supporting you, endure. Endure. It is necessary for us to endure. We must endure. Say it with me. I know I can't hear you, but we must endure. We have to endure. It is essential for us to endure, not try to skip steps, not try to whatever it may be. We must endure. We must endure. Talk to yourself the way that you talk to other people and encourage them. Endure. Endure. It is necessary. It is necessary that we endure. It is necessary that we endure. What I learned not something that like new that I learned coming off of the experience that I had leading up to um Ladies Let's Talk. um I had to remind myself to be more mindful and intentional about what I am doing, and welcome and embrace the fact that it's going to come with some stuff. It is what it is. And prepare myself with learning, receiving, information, by teaching, by studying, preparing myself, by being in the moment of life experiences where we learn lessons and we pass. We're tested, and we want to pass the test. And so, um, for us to be mindful of that, even more so, more intentional, more mindful. And at the beginning of the year, of this year, God gave me a word, and that word was accountability. And with that word, it has made me more intentional about my day to day learning, like living life, just more intentional. How I show up, how I interact, how I give, how I receive, just all of the things that we embody as being humans. And it has held me accountable. It has made me accountable in a greater level. And so I encourage you to look at what you're supposed to be doing. And if you're like, I'm already doing it, but are you doing it at a level of excellence? Are you doing it um, at a level that if it was someone else doing that, would you have a problem with how things were being done? I want you that someone said to me, I used to be an evangelist, and I said, you still are. You still are. And I was like, you're right. I still am. For us to remember that just because we stop um, doing what we are called to do does not change who we are. It does not change the call and the purpose on our life. And at the same token, I want some of us to stop allowing the title, stop focusing more on the title than you are the description of the job. Because what I mean by that, some of us get hung up on titles, like, because I'm this, I have to be this way, I have to act this way, I have to maintain such and such. And it's like, okay, stop putting so much on the title. Focus on the work. Focus on the work. Because there's a lot of people with titles and that's all they got is a title. So focus on the work. Stop making yourself afraid because of the title and the weight that comes with things. And lastly, what I want to say is embrace where you are at in your life. Embrace where you are at. I don't care if you have people saying you're making mistakes. I don't care if you have people saying you on the wrong track. I don't care if you have people not believing in you. I don't care if everything is going right for you. Embrace where you are on this journey, because even when you feel like everything is right, sometimes we are second guessing ourselves. And especially if we are the first ones to do it, if we are the first generation of something, doing something that has never been done within our family dynamic. I want us to be and be hear me when I say this, be comfortable with where you are at, meaning this is where I'm at. Okay. Let me be honest with that. Let me let me sit in this is where I'm at. And let me own it. Because once we are able to acknowledge what is, then we are able to make change in the ways that it needs to happen. But when we're still acting as if everything is okay, or I got it all together, or whatever it may be, then you're not going to be able to do what's really needed and necessary, really getting down and doing the work. But I encourage you to dust your shoulders off and reposition yourself to endure. And remember that when you endure, it's not always bad, and it's not all bad. And every part of it is a lesson, and you grow from it. You become better, you become stronger, you become wiser. So, enduring is necessary. And I want you to know that you got what it takes to endure. If you got to go back on these scriptures, if you have to go back on your journal and stuff that promises the things that you wrote down for yourself, whatever you need to do that is necessary for you to get back in the position for you to gain what is rightfully yours. And that's all that I have for Candid Conversations this week. That is the word. That is the word. The word for the week. Endure. So I would love to hear, and I'm gonna do a check in next week on how we've endured. And when you watch this, please comment. How it spoke to you, impacted you, or if you have questions, if you want to share, how enduring has been beneficial for you. I welcome all of the things. I welcome all of the things. So I want y'all to have a great week. And it's only Tuesday, but from Monday to now, if your week has not been great, there's still time to make it great. Make it count, because we're going to endure this thing. We're going to endure and still come out looking untouched. So, y'all have a great week. And again, if you ever want to be a part of Candid Conversations, all you need to do is fill out the form, and we will be in contact either for you to be interviewed or be a co-host. If you know anyone that would be a great fit, you can even send their info my way. But I want y'all to have a great week. And what we doing this week? We will endure. We're going to endure. So I'll see y'all next week. And please remember to tell a friend to join us here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got this. We got this. Y'all have a great one.